Hi everyone, this is Carolyn Speaks, the State of Our World on Thursday, June 11th, 2020. So what is it? Good, bad, indifferent? Let's find out. The coronavirus is still with us, still reigning supreme. We have about 2 million cases in the U.S. right now. It's quite a bit. I remember at the beginning there were 15 cases, and Trump said that 15 will go down to zero very quickly. The virus will disappear. It is not a threat, nothing to worry about. It's just a hoax. Well, Mr. President, we have 2 million active cases in the U.S. now, and we have about 113,000 people who have passed away from this virus. It's no hoax, it's the real thing. I guess maybe till it hits home, you won't see it as anything but a hoax. Anyway, so we have to practice social distancing. We have to wear face masks in public. We have to make sure we quarantine, shelter in place, only go out when necessary. Unless, of course, you're an essential worker, then you have to practice social distancing. And all people should wear face masks when in public. And all healthcare workers, first responders, essential workers like farm workers and transportation workers, and they all have to practice, healthcare workers and first responders, they all have to practice social distancing and wear protective personal equipment. And unfortunately, you might remember there was a shortage for a while of personal protective equipment like masks and gloves and face shields and shoe coverings and gowns and respirators and ventilators. Well, there's still a shortage of everything. I don't know why we can't get these supplies, why the president doesn't use his authority to authorize companies to make all the supplies we need, equipment we need right here, but no, that's not happening. I guess there's not a profit to be made, so that's why it's not happening. So anyway, we still need all this stuff. In some places, healthcare workers are told to reuse their personal protective equipment. Don't just use it once or just for the day. Use it as many times as you can. Wash it. Well, that's not the way to go. We have vulnerable populations that need to be protected. Residents of veterans' homes, assisted living homes, retirement homes, they all need to be protected, as are the need to protect homeless people, people living in shelters, people in detention camps, migrant people in jails and prisons, and farm workers. There are a lot of people who need to be protected, and there are a lot of people doing their best to try to provide us with the products and services we need, so we should definitely honor them and treat them with dignity and respect. Now, there are some various items that you might be interested in. Oops, wait a minute, wait. Okay, that's not where I want to be. Okay, President Trump is going to have a rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma on June 19th of this year, 2020. And June 19th, 1865 is when Major General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston, Texas, and announced the end of the Civil War and the end of slavery. However, Trump wants to have a rally on June 19th in the year 2020. And so Juneteenth became a symbolic date representing African American freedom. I guess he and his people are a bit tone deaf. And slavery was ended in 1863 by the president by a proclamation, but many slave owners continue to hold their slaves captive after the announcement. So June 19th became the actual day when slaves received their full freedom, June 19th, 1865. So he's planning on holding a rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma, a very nice place to hold a rally. Tulsa, Oklahoma was a site of race riots and the massacre of innocent black inhabitants by white supremacists in a span of 24 hours in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and back in 1921. So President Trump really seems to have his facts right. Yeah, I'm sure he does. All right, now if you have some property in Scotland, um, Scott Scottish golf courses owned by President Trump, businesses will benefit from more than $1 million of taxpayer money as part of a coronavirus relief program run by the Scottish government. According to government officials and executives of one of Trump's companies, the financial relief is aimed at helping the country's tourism and other related industries hurt by the economic downturn from the coronavirus. Trump owns a golf course in Turnberry, Scotland, and a small course north of Aberdeenshire. So anyway, it's time to find out why Scotland is giving him all these tax breaks. But that's the way it is. Pays to have friends in high places. Now, what else is going on? If you are planning on attending a Trump rally, there's one scheduled in Tulsa, Oklahoma on June 19th. You might want to think twice about that, because that's the date when slaves officially got their complete freedom. And also, if you want to go to a Trump rally, then you want to take your health care more seriously, because the Trump reelection campaign says, rally at your risk. Trump has supporters sign coronavirus waivers to attend campaign events. Means if they're going to attend the event, they're being asked to acknowledge an inherent risk of exposure to the coronavirus and agree not to hold the campaign liable. And they have to sign something to that effect. Well, I guess the virus is real. Yeah, I guess so. The attendees are going to be at a 19,000-seat arena, and if they get sick, they're on their own, because Trump is not going to help you, and you can't sue him, because you have to register for this event and acknowledging the inherent risk of exposure by attending this rally. And you and any guests voluntarily assume all risks related to the exposure to the virus and agree not to hold Donald Trump for president. The rally site or organizer is liable for any illness or injury, the form says. Okay, so I guess you put your health at risk if you go to the rally, but that's the way it is. So, what else is new with this administration? Now, something interesting I read is about the Immigration and Naturalization the Customs and Border Protection Services. They have used money that was given to them meant for food and medicine and other things for migrants for their health and for their protection. The Customs and Border Protection Agency decided to use that money for dirt bikes, all-terrain vehicles. Isn't that nice? Is anyone going to be held accountable? Who knows? Well, we definitely have to continue to practice social distancing and observe the lockdowns and the shelter-in-place laws, because the virus is surging in a lot of places that have opened up to the levels it was at the time when we first put in the shelter-in-place lockdown rules. So, what is happening here? Obviously, Our country's leaders have not handled this virus very well at all. So, now, I think it might be time for a little song. What do you think? All right. This is a song called He. It's a very, very old song. I don't know who wrote it. I don't know all the words, so I'll give you some of the words for that. He can turn the tides and calm the angry sea. He alone decides who writes the symphony. He alone can hear the child's first prayer. He da 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 da. That's all I know, folks, which is good news or bad news, depending on your perspective. Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. And hope to see you all back here again tomorrow evening for another meeting with Carol Ann Speaks, The State of Our World. And this is Carol Ann Speaks, The State of Our World, signing off on Thursday, June 11th, 2020. Remember, be safe, take care of yourself and others, and remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thank you very much, and remember, make sure you're going to vote and be able to vote, and take care. Good night. See you tomorrow evening. Good night.